Hello, good morning, this is Rob Koster for cardgameexpert.com, and today I am doing things a bit differently. As you can tell, this video is edited. I decided to make the videos a bit shorter. I noticed that a lot of people just weren't watching besides the first 20-30 minutes anyway, so I figured why not make the videos shorter. With that being said, I won't be uploading daily anymore. This is a lot more work. So yeah, just no more daily uploads, just gonna do once a week, maybe twice a week. But with that being said, today I'm going to be going through the Ninja deck. This was one of the most popular videos on my channel ever. I love playing this deck. This deck is absolutely fantastic. This deck is about the ninjas. They're supposed to just cheat themselves into play after you attack with like a Spellstutter Sprite or a Snapcaster Mage or Spectral Sailor or Fearie. Just play a small creature that's unblockable, get through. Make sure they are unblocked, cheat in a ninja, and just draw some cards, do some things. It's really cool. This is one of my favorite decks of my entire time on the channel. With that being said, I did make a few changes last time I played this. I added a third Snapcaster Mage, and yeah, that was it for the main deck. I didn't change a card in the sideboard, so that's just all the same as last time. And yeah, as usual, this video is sponsored by MANATRADERS. You can watch the description below. There's a link to some there's some links there to get cheap rentals, because MANATRADERS is a site that uses a rental service. And yeah, if you use the link in the description, you get your first month cheaper, and yeah, it saves you money. And it's a good way to just try all these decks. Like, you can rent this deck and just have fun with it, see what you think about it, make sure that you like it before you buy it. This is definitely one of my favorite decks though, just a lot of tempo going on, a lot of sweet stuff going on. It's built around just attacking with an Ingenious Infiltrator. If you ever trigger 2 Ingenious Infiltrators at the same time, it's just the best thing ever. It's so amazing. So there's some counter magic in here. There's like 2 mana leaks, 1 spell snare. Yeah, it's just a small bit of counter magic, force of negation in here because of Neoform basically. Like, if Neoform wasn't a real deck, I would not be running force of negation in all of these decks. And yeah, there's some Spellstutter Sprites as well. So there's a lot of counter magic, but a lot of it's quite conditional. Some Dismember, Tyrant's Corners removal, sideboard some Graveyard Hate, some more counter spells, some Burn Hate, and Collective Brutality, Aether Gust is for green spells, Ceremonious Rejection for colorless spells. Like, it's all, this sideboarding in Modern is all pretty obvious. Just not a lot going on there. So on to match number 1. So our opponent revealed a Lurrus. Yeah, they revealed a Lurrus. We keep our hand. I thought this deck was already gone at this point. I thought that the changes happened right after the announcement. They didn't, so we're playing against Lurrus again. This should be the last time that I ever record against Lurrus, which is great. I'm so unbelievably fucking bored of the card. Our hand for the rest is great. I think this matchup is very bad. We play a deck full of X1 and X2s and 1 X3, and just every Lurrus deck ever is just on Lava Dart and Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, like everything just kills a creature. So we can't even spell. So this is a turn 2 Dead Shadow, so they are on John Dead Shadow, which is not what I expected when I started this match. But they go turn 2 double Dead Shadow, which is the absolute fucking not a butters. Like, there is no better draw than this. Just turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 double Dead Shadow. It's the unbeatable Dead Shadow draw. I just look at the screen here and I'm like, yeah, this is something else, alright. Yeah, they just get to draw a ton of cards now. We have a Spellstutter Sprite and a Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage can flashback the Fatal Push in a turn, which at least is something. I've played the Spellstutter Sprite here in the hope that I can block. I'm not feeling very hopeful about this. But we might get there, and they bolted. Yep, so spell slot is sprite to the bin. So what you can see, what I did with the editing was just take out a lot of the dead time. Just if you look at the clock, this match has been going on for like almost 5 minutes at this point, and most of it is just people fetching, people thinking, and it's just, yeah, like there's nothing happening. So I figured people aren't watching the entire video anyway, might as well just take all of that out and shorten the video quite a bit. And this way I also get to record at a higher quality. Like my computer can't handle recording at this kind of quality while I'm talking through everything, but it's perfectly fine with me doing this. So anyway, I play a Snapcaster Mage here. I want to try and block. No, do I block? Don't I block? I don't know. That's a hard call. I definitely fatal push though. I want to get rid of one of the shadows. Shadows are 3-3 at this point because they played a shock land. But yeah, this is still just me getting completely overrun by double that shadow on turn 1. It's just, yeah, that's just a thing, you know. Like, there are few decks in Modern that beat this. I end up not blocking. Yeah, I end up not blocking, realizing that I probably need to raise. And that I want to cheat in the Mist Syndicate Naga. And instead of not being able to, instead of not blocking, I also get dismembered, so I take 4 more damage for my troubles. And yeah, so play a Drowned Catacomb. This game looks absolutely hopeless at this point. They're on 2 cards. I feel like I should try and raise them. I'm dead to removal spell plus shock land here, a fetch shock. If they play like a lightning bolt or a fetch shock fatal push, I'm just dead. Then he's dead Jim, and so there's the bolt. So they bolt a Mist Syndicate. So that's away. And there's the fetch shock, so we take 10 and we die. The sideboarding, yeah, I bring in Engineered Explosives, Tyrant Scorn, just things that efficiently kill Death Shadow. I take out 2 Force of Negation because this is a mid-rangey matchup. I don't need Force of Negation here at all. So yeah, here we keep this hand. This is just some efficient spells, trying to clock my opponent a bit. Play Polluted Delta, fetch, get a Watery Grave. Yeah, get Watery Grave, Fearie Seer, Scry. I don't need any of those, I don't want the 3rd land, I can play all my spells. Yeah, they play a Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble targeting themselves, so there's a fetch land coming. They like the top card, so they don't fetch. Yeah, play an island, attack. So I start attacking here. Trying to get them down. Like, I'm never winning the late game through double Dead Shadows and Tarmogoyfs. So yeah, I attack for 1. As long as they're not on 13, it should be fine. I decide to play Changeling Outcast here. Keep up the spell snare for if they play a Tarmogoyf. So end of turn they fetch with a Bloodstained Mine, and they fetch a tapped Blood Crypt, so they don't have Death Shadow in hand right now. Then they Thoughtseize me, take my Snapcaster. Yeah, so I play the change, yeah, they Thoughtseize me, nothing else. And here I decide to attack with both creatures. Like, I want to keep attacking here. I just want to keep going, keep attacking. Yeah, so they take 2, go to 14. Oh no, I blink in the ninja. Try and draw some cards. But it gets killed with a Dismember. This is the whole reason I didn't play the Ingenious Infiltrator, by the way. Like, I'd rather lose the Ninja of the Deep Power. Play Fearie Seer. Let's Cry 2 again. Yeah, we don't need any of these. Like, Snapcaster Mage usually is very good in these kind of matches where we don't have spells. So, yeah, there's just no use for a Snapcaster Mage here. I've tapped out of Spell Snare at this point. Because I thought they didn't have it, otherwise they would have just jammed it on turn 2. But yeah, they're drawing a bunch of cards every turn, so Misha's Bauble happens again. They play a Stomping Ground. Shock them. This time they do shock themselves, so this makes me think they've drawn a Dead Shadow. And the one turn we tap out of the Spell Snare that they hadn't, yeah, they had seen it. So the one turn we tap out of the Spell Snare, they play a Tarmogoyf, which sucks. We draw Engineered Explosives, but now it's just super awkward. We want to kind of use it to get rid of a Dead Shadow. We need to get something going here, so I decide to attack and just flash in my Ingenious Infiltrator. Do I? Yeah, I play the Ingenious Infiltrator. I really want to get something going here. I play it on the Fearie Seer, or I use the Fearie Seer to bring back, because that gets me 2 Scries, the Ninjas. The Changeling is also a Ninja, so it makes sure that I draw more cards. However, they just have it all. They just have it all this game. And figuring there's already one Goyf, I just decide to play the Fearie Seer again. Which, looking back at it, is probably wrong, but you can see me in doubt here. Like, do I not? But I end up doing it. I want to draw more gas. So I find a Dismember, which is really useful. I don't think putting Spellstar Sprite on top is a good idea. After just looking back at it, I don't think putting the Spellstar Sprite on top is good. At the time, I did think it was good, because it can counter a Dead Shadow is the whole reason why, because I kind of don't want to use Engineered Explosives on 1 if I can avoid it. But now I'm just in a ton of trouble. Lurs is drawing 2 cards a turn. I'm so glad they made the like, this is the deck that... Yeah, this deck goes way down in power level without Lures. So that's really nice. Just Lures being 6 mana is just a giant problem for this deck. So I want to pay as few mana as little life as possible here. So yeah, try and keep up Spell Snare again. I don't want Engineered Explosives for 1. It could stop a Dead Shadow, but yeah, they don't have one yet, and so I'm kind of forced to do it for 2. But I needed to kill the Lures no matter what. So they take the 2 damage here for 5 to 3. They just have the Unearth, so nothing I did mattered at all. Like, they just completely murdered me here. That's just all I can say. Like, they just completely murdered me. Like, this entire match has been just a giant fucking massacre. So yeah, they start drawing with bubbling it. Like, they're making themselves dead on board, and it just doesn't matter. Like, they are going to absolutely murder me. And this is just the trouble with a deck like this. Jump deck, and now there's the Dead Shadow. Yeah, everything went so horribly wrong. Like, they even cling to dust. Eat our Snapcaster Mage. It didn't matter. Dismember is the first spell we have in our graveyard anyway, so it didn't matter. We take 5. I check my draw step. I believe I check my draw step here. Yeah. So Misha's Bubble Trigger happens. Oh yeah, this is the Spellstar Sprite, and now I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'm dead. I can Engineer Explosives for 1. Kills Dead Shadow, kills my board, so I'm dead to Lurus plus Tarmogoyf. I can't block or do anything fancy here. Like, I'm just dead. Like, there's nothing I can do that saves me here. I'm gonna try and kill them, like attack with the Changeling, because it can't block anyway. Get them to 4, like, that Shadow being a 8-8 or a 9-9 makes no difference at this point. They attack. I decide to try and go for the block with the Spellstar Sprite. Just block the Dead Shadow, block the Tarmogoyf, go to 2. And yeah, they had it, so. So we mulligan a bad 7. Keep this hand. This hand is super reasonable against almost every deck. Dredge is not one of those decks. Like, this hand cannot beat Dredge. There is no way. Yeah, they just have a reasonable Dredge hand and we concede. Like, they did a Dredge thing, we can't interact with that at all. We bring in a million Anti-graveyard cards, engineer explosive, counter squall, we get rid of a bunch of fatal pushes and dismembers. We don't see a relic in our opening hand, we don't see a relic in our opening hand. We don't see a relic in our opening hand. We're down to 5 cards at this point. Like, even if we had a relic, this game would be hard. We mulligan to 4, we don't see a relic in our opening hand. So we would either need to keep this hand is basically unplayable, or against Dredge, or we just concede the game and move on with our life. So that's what we do. I'm just not gonna waste my life. Then we get paired against a Kahira deck. They're playing an island, so that means they're on Miracles. They play an opt end of turn. They were on the play, by the way, not that it really matters. Like, this game is gonna go really long. I kept a fatal push in hand because I thought they might be on Cat Tribal. Like, people can dream, right? So they're not on Cat Tribal. We play a Spectral Sailor. Like, our Miracles matchup is very good. We play end of turn pressure and counter spells like that. This is almost one of the best matchups for the Ninja deck. So I love playing against. Like, I hate the Miracles deck, but I love playing against it with a deck like this. That's just a ton of fun. And we start chipping in with our brutal clock of 20 turns. Like 20 turns, not 20 damage. They Thought Scour, they have the perfect mills. They mill 2 Mystic Sanctuary. And they opt again. Like, their milling double Sanctuary is so fantastic. Like, the whole thing that deck's trying to do is just loop that card. So them milling 2 of them is just great. They play a Prairie Stream. I end of turn bring in a Spellstutter Sprite. All I want to do is just get more pressure in play, keep going. Yeah, we draw a Changeling Outcast and attack. Once again, we don't draw land. We had too few lands against the Dead Shadow deck as well, where we wanted to engineer explosives for 2 and we just couldn't do it in 1 turn. And now we're just whiffing on lands again. So I deal 2, like just 1 and 2 damage chipping away every single turn adds up so good. I decide to, what do I do here again? Yeah, I decide to end of turn play a Snapcaster Mage because once again we don't have spells. So this is the 3rd match now, and we flash back to 1 spell and play the Snapcaster just dry without spells twice now. So yeah, Snapcaster being very unimpressive in this deck so far. Once again, not a land like we just need to draw a 3rd fucking land at this point and we should easily win. We attack, they part to exile us. I'm actually very happy about this. Snapcaster Mage has been very bad this league. And now I get to draw a land, which I want to really badly. So yeah, just attack for 2, keep up Spellstutter Sprite and Mana Leak again. Just keep up counter spells. So they played the Fearie Time Reveler and I want to go for the Mana Leak, but I decide to go for Spellstutter Sprite because I can't read the fucking card and I thought Spectral Sailor was a Fearie. Yeah, like you even see me highlighting it like, yeah, oops. Just like, how is this not a Fearie? They should reprint Spectral Sailor just as a Fearie spirit. Like, that would be so cool. So yeah, they bounced Spectral Sailor for some reason. Like, I kinda get it, but it's not very good. So there are 2 fetch lands. And the Fearie has 1, so I decide to just attack 1 Spellstutter Sprite into the Fearie, 1 into them. Like, if they part to exile, the Fearie goes to 2, but nobody really cares. And I bring in a Mist Syndicate Naga. And actually get a copy out of it, which I did not expect. I fully expected this to just get part to exile. This is a Mystic Sanctuary. They bring back that part to exile. And we're tapped out now, so they do have a chance of part to exiling something. But we have 2 Mist Syndicate Nagas now, so they need to get a Terminus or a Supreme Verdict. And because I'm thinking at this point I'm just full on assuming they're on Miracles and they should play Terminus. They play a Jace, try to find it. But instead, they should try and find the Terminus here. I don't know why they bounced the Mist Syndicate Naga. Like, you're either Terminusing me or you're losing anyway. So you should just look for it. So I decide to kill the Jace here. I have a counterspell backup as well. Double counterspell and mana leak spells at the sprite, so nothing can get really wrong here. Like, I fully assume that I have this game on lockdown at this point. Yeah, I just play the spells at the sprite. And spells at the sprite is just the most OP card ever in this matchup. Like, it's pressure, it's a counterspell, and they just concede to it. We board out a lot of removal. They don't play creatures. We bring in more counterspells in this card. Yeah, like the only creature they play is Kahira. So yeah, they play a tap land. We play a land. We play Fearie here. We scry 2. See 2 more Fearie here. Like, I like Fearie here, but not that much. I also just realized Fearie here is a wizard, which is great. We can play it in wizard tribal as well. And we're just doing the same thing as last game, just playing some lands, attacking for 1, keeping up some counter spells, ignoring all the card draw. Just doing the exact same thing. Because, well, yeah, we kind of just ruffle stomped them last game, so why not do it again? Yeah. Fearie here just in there. They opt again. They went bottom with the last opt, and with this one they went bottom as well. So flashing spells at the sprite. They do nothing at their end of turn in response. That's logical. Like, I wouldn't respond there either. And we attack for 2 again, just chipping in like this again and 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 again. Just really starts adding up after a while. So end of turn they try and go for a Archmage's Charm. They want to draw 2 cards. I don't want them to draw 2 cards. So I just counter squall this. This means they might be able to resolve something, but they just don't, and just they play a land and say go again. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm fine with it. Like, I'm gonna kick their ass this way. Play an Ingenious Infiltrator, bring back the Fairies here. They do power to exile that one. I kind of want the 5th land, and I also don't want to tap out on mine. Like, I'm really scared of them doing something really big on their turn, so I just don't want to tap out here. And I don't really care about the 2 damage, just keep chipping in and you'll get there. So end of turn they go for an Omen of the Sea. Yeah, them drawing a card doesn't really matter. Counterbalance, however, is a scary card. Worst case scenario, they tap out on that turn now, because I counterbalance, they might counter back. Yeah, just fetching a land here, counter squalling the counterbalance. Counter breaker or something, I don't know. Counterbalance is gone. I did not expect that counter squall to resolve, by the way. I just fully assume. Like, they have almost no counter magic in this match, and I do not understand it. Like, are they trying to be like this mid-rangey Miracles deck or something? But you would guess that there's like 2 deprives in there, 4 Archmage's Charm, 4 Cryptic Commands, some Force of Negation. Like, I would expect a lot of counter spells. And they're just not coming. Like, I get complete control over the board with my 1/1 of Doom and Death and Decay. And just complete control over the stack, which is perfect. Like, I love it. Love it. I play a Relic of Progenitors. In response, they fetch a Mystic Sanctuary. Get back the Power to Exile. I don't really mind them Power to Exiling us. All our creatures suck anyway, so might as well get some lands. As long as they aren't doing it like 6 times every game, it's fine. We Fairies here, just cry 2 again. We see a Spectral Sailor and a Snow-Covered Island. I don't care for the island. I do want the Spectral Sailor. It's a flash threat that I can play end of turn. Draws me a ton of cards. I decided to crack the Relic here. And they just F6 and didn't get a Mystic Sanctuary. So I got really lucky there. I think that was actually quite sloppy. But yeah, bad play never gets punished, of course. When you're just as beautiful as this screen. So they part to exile us again. We get to draw another land. Like, I'm not countering this, right? Am I? I shouldn't counter this. Yeah, okay, I don't. We just get another basic land. Probably a swamp at this point. Do we? The swamp island doesn't really matter. Like, we have triple black, 7 triplets. On the blue, yeah, we flash in the Mist Syndicate Naga. Just want to deal some more damage now. They do 3 mana. I get a 4 mana. This is a cryptic command. I don't know why they do a cryptic command now, but turns out they're bouncing on Mist Syndicate Naga, which is a legal play, I guess. Like, it's not very good. Why not just tap the team? So end of turn we flash in the Spectral Sailor and we just back off where we were. Attack with the Spectral Sailor, they go to 8. Oh, we played the Fearie sloppily before. We should have played that Fearie after combat for sure. That's sloppy. That's the nice thing about watching your games back this way. You just see the sloppiness. Like, yeah, that Fearie should definitely have been played after combat. So we play a Spectral Sailor. I don't trust this at all, and I know they have a mystic or a cryptic command because of the Mystic Sanctuary. So I just decide to attack with the Spectral Sailor. Don't flash in the Mist Syndicate Naga. They decide to scry too, so I just smell weakness at this point. So I decide to just tap them out. I don't mind them doing stuff, but why would I? Like, they're on 2 cards, 7 cards of a 7 life, 2 cards, and this all just smells like weakness. Like tapping out for semi-tapping out for a Jace. Just keep bringing back your Mystic Sanctuary, or keep bringing back your power to exile with the Mystic Sanctuary. Like, this just all smells like weakness. Like, if they had just never tapped out and just taken 1 every turn, they would have been alive so much longer. Because I would have just attacked for 1, attacked for 1, attacked for 1. Instead, I'm just trying to put all sorts of pressure, control the stack. And they should brainstorm here, but they don't. Like, no, just don't do this, because now I can just end of turn flash and the spell start to sprite. Oh, I'm at the point where I don't even care about killing the Jace immediately. I just decide to draw more cards. Oh yeah, I end up just flashing in the Mist Syndicate Naga if I remember correctly. Yeah. So flash in the Mist Syndicate Naga, the other one, because the first one's tired, so need to give them a break as well. And I just decided to kill Jace this way. They play another Jace. And yeah, I decide to just tap them out again. Now I play Mana Leak, then I have 5 power in play there at 2, and I can just start flashing in threats end of turn. Like, so the reason I do this is that they have to take 5 now. Unless they have exactly a counter spell here, but they haven't countered a goddamn thing this entire game, so yeah, this resolves. So I'm still kind of scared of a counter spell here. Not really scared, but just kind of scared. Once again, I slop him floppy here and just play the Fearie before combat, but that's so intimidating that they just concede to it. On to match 4. So we're 2-2 now. No, 1-2. We're 1-2. So Changeling Outcast. I see Botanical Sanctum Wild Cantor, and I know it's Neoform. Yeah, Neoform should be fun with this deck. You're just everything Neoform doesn't want you to be. You're aggressive, you have counter spells. I don't think this deck can ever lose from against Neoform unless you have a very, very bad draw. I mean, like the Dredge deck did to us, we are, or is to us, we are to the Neoform deck. Like, they play an Azorius Rider, I let it resolve. They exile the Simian Spirit Guides, and I Mana Leak the Eldritch Evolution, and that is just game. So that one little trick there cost them 5 cards. They sacrificed the Wild Cantor, they exiled 2 cards to the Azorius Rider, they sacrificed the Azorius Rider, and it all got fucking Mana Leaked. At this point, they have 1 card in hand. I just want to kill them as quickly as possible, so I just ninjutsu in the Mist Syndicate Naga. Kill a bunch of tokens. Attack again. Like, they're not doing anything. They're not playing lands. They're doing jack shit. I actually, yeah, like, now we go to 4 Mist Syndicate Nagas. I actually end up just hard casting another one here and just tapping out for a Changeling out because they're on 2 cards. Like, they cannot have it next turn. They just can't. And they agree, so did I. I take out all my creature removal. I brought out the Tyrant Scorn for a Tyrant Scorn. You know, just play a prettier one. This hand would be insane if I had a real land, another Drowned Catacomb. This hand is fantastic. All it would need is a, whatchamacallit? Force of Negation. So I decide to bottom the land because I have to anyway, so I can just cast all my spells. Once again, Snapcaster Mage, no spells. Just none. I hope to get a third turn here. But usually Neoform just slows down after board. I draw the Force of Negation and yeah, I'm gonna call Can't Lose. Like, I'm on triple counter spell, one of them is free, like, can't lose. Yeah, I flash in a Snapcaster Mage once again without a spell. Snapcaster Mage has been really unimpressive this league. And once again we whiff on land. Like, that's the third time that we don't have enough lands. This deck should run more lands and less Snapcaster, so that's an easy trade I'm gonna make at the end. Like, one more land and probably just no Snapcasters. I just don't think the card's very good in this deck anymore. They make 2 green for a mana out of a Manamorphose, but just don't do anything. Sacrifice that Waterlogged Grove, draw a card. You know, good stuff. I completely smell weakness here again. And yeah, just add another creature to the board. We're still on 3 counter spells, one of which is free. All we want to do is draw a land. We don't, again. So we just attack, like, we're attacking for 4 every turn. It's not the best clock ever, but it's very reasonable. We finally draw a land, it's turn 5 and we drew a land, yeah! So we get to play fairies here, we just want to find more lands. It's just all we want to do. All day I dream about drawing lands, you know. So we find a Darkslick Shores, the perfect 4th land, and a Spellstutter Sprite, which is just pressure and another counter spell. So yeah, just top those. At this point I'm just playing with my food, like, I don't give a shit whatever the hell they're gonna do, I'm gonna win this match. So we attack for 4 again, they go to 7. Yeah, they end of turn decide to exile a Nourishing Soul, gain 15 life. And I'm not even gonna bother countering it, like, I don't care. Just like this just prolongs their suffering. Like, there's no way they're ever beating this. Yeah, just draw another card, go for it. And end of turn they play, I believe, another Manamorphose. Make mana, draw a card, do nothing. They play an Allosaurus Rider, and at this point I'm just playing with my food. I just don't care. Like, they play an Allosaurus Rider. I let it resolve. And now I'm just really gonna show them who's the boss. I'm gonna draw more cards than they ever will. That's not really true. Crystal Brand draws a ton of cards, but we draw more cards this game. So actually we've drawn more cards. Bring back Spellstutter Sprite, so now they know we have a counter spell in hand for Neoform. We are drawing 2 cards a turn. I actually draw a Tyrant Scorn here, so end of that turn I can just bounce the Allosaurus Rider. So this is end of that turn, bounce it. So that cost them 2 cards to play it, and we just bounce it. And attack again, we're drawing more cards. Like that. Yeah, we are never ever losing the game. We're on triple counts. Well, we've drawn Aether Gust as well, so when they play Allosaurus Rider we can just Aether Gust it. Just get more cards out there. Like, at this point I'm just completely toying with my food. It's just like, yeah, get fucked, Neoform. I'm so happy to do this. After all the times they've turn 1 me, I'm so happy to do this. Like, there's a lot of videos where I just get turn 1 killed while playing a brew. So yeah, fuck them. Here's an Aether Gust. You pay 2 cards, you exile 2 cards for that? Well, do it again next turn if you're lucky. So they decide they've had enough here. Yeah, I can't blame them. I'm just gonna fuck them over again and again and again until they concede. Yeah, that hand didn't do anything. We're against Ponza, because I see an Obosh, I know that. We bottom a Watery Grave here because I do want to have actual spells. Yeah, like Darkslick Shores, Watery Grave, every Blood Moon alarm in my mind is going off. We draw a Fatal Push, which is really nice, so we get to Fatal Push an Arbor Elf here. They play a Utopia Sprawl, so that at least bought us some time. We draw an Ingenious Infiltrator, play the Darkside Shores. We just want to draw a basic land at this point. And they play the Blood Moon and we die. Okay, so board out the Spellstutter Sprite. Some counter spells. Whoa, that went really fast. I need to edit that next time. Anyway, we boarded out Spellstutter Sprite and the Spell Snare because Spell Snare is not very good against the all odds deck. We mulligan into this hand with 2 basics and a Drowned Catacombs. Oh no, we just kept this. This is a 7. We kept this. Obviously, like, this hand's very good. And we play a Fearie here. Just starts crying. And we see a mana leak and just bottom the land, draw the mana leak. Well, scry the mana leak to top. They play Utopia Sprawl. And now I'm just gonna leave up mana leak every single turn of the game. So attack with the Fearies here. Our Clock of Doom once again showing up. They play Blood Moon. I don't care at this point. I just don't care. I need 1 blue, 1 black for this entire deck to work. So we Spectral Sailor. Now we have 2 power in play. And we draw Force of Negation. At this point I'm like, can't lose. So we attack for 2. We have double counterspell. Like, at this point you really need something to go super awkwardly for you to lose. Like, they're locked out of things. I'm not. Nah, they're not really locked out. They have a forest. So I just decide to just put on the pressure, bring in the Mist Syndicate Naga. They need a small moment to read it because, yeah, Mist Syndicate Naga is not a card you see very often. And we get another Mist Syndicate Naga. They play a Tidus Tracker. Yeah, sure. Just go for it. You go, girl. Play a land, get a clue token. It's all cool. Like, the Mist Syndicate Naga is just making card advantage now anyway. It attacks, either it kills them or it trades with the Tidus Tracker. Yeah, I just attack in. I mean, this is still a 2-turn clock. Unless they block, so they block. I ponder a moment if I want to bring in the ninja. They decide to bolt, so I don't. Well, I thought about bringing in the ninja, but I decided not to because of, like, exactly bolt. That's how I should say. Like, I know what I mean. I'm gonna get used to this, I swear. I get another token, so we're just back to where we were, except there's no Tidus Tracker on the board now, which is great. They tap for something big. It's an Obosh. Sure. Run in and try and kill you anyway. Cool. They block. Of course, like, why wouldn't you? It's a free block for them, so why not? And this time I do end up bringing in the ninja. And just draw a card, deal 5. No, deal 7, like the ninja does damage as well. Yeah, draw more cards. Yay, drawing cards is awesome. Play the Changeling Outcast again. They untap. And they concede. So I forgot to bring in a Death Mark. I just bought out the Snapcaster. We've mulliganed to 6. And are going to bottom the... What did I do here again? Against Ponza, probably the Tyrant's gone. Yeah, I agree with pass me. So I play a Spectral Sailor. Play some Drowned Catacombs. Like, I have a lot of lands here at this point. I haven't seen anything that really destroys lands, so I'm not really worried about him destroying a million lands here. I mean, at this point I still think they're just more of a mid-rangey green-red deck. Just an Obosh green deck. So end of turn they fetch. Yeah, like, stuff like this is what I mostly cut out. I apparently missed this one, but... Oh no, they did something at the end of turn, that's why this is still... Yeah, they stomped. Yep, that's it. So I end up fatal pushing my own Spectral Sailor here. Because that way I technically just killed the Bone Crusher Giant. Because now Stomp goes to the graveyard, so Bone Crusher Giant can't be played anymore. It's just in the graveyard now, so I've technically just fatal pushed their Stone Crusher. And now I realize how fucking wrong I am, and they are fully just a Ponza deck. That's like, oh my god, it's a Fulminator Mage, oh no. And my land dies. And I play my land, and my land dies. So I don't want my land to die, so force. Well, I pitched the wrong card here. I should have pitched the Ingenious Infiltrator because it's a 4-drop and the Mist Syndicate Naga is a 3-drop. So I pitched the wrong card here. That could actually cost me the game. I think about mana leaking this. I decide not to because this way I can utilize the Dismember at least. Just paying 2 life. So Obosh is gone, and at this point I just have a mana leak and they have 2 cards. And once again, I'm just in a position with this deck where I really want to draw lands. Yeah, play Changeling Outcast. Cry a bit. Just turn 5, 2 lands. They've Lightning Bolted the Changeling Outcast. I get Molten Rain again. So yeah, I didn't think they had a lot of land destruction, and then they ended up just killing all my lands. Like not even just one of them, like all of them. Just all of the lands. And I'm very unhappy about that. This makes me cry. I don't like not having lands. This deck just has a perpetual problem with lands anyway. So I've drawn Darkslick Shores, Bone Crusher Giants. They decide to stomp me, which I'm super happy about. Because now, look at how happy I am. Just mana leak, you motherfucker. So I just mana leak that Bone Crusher Giant. This ends with that. And this is just why I let this in, like, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. They just realized they've made a very big fucking mistake by doing this way. Like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Oh god, I got mana leaked on turn 9. Oh god, no. Why did I do this? And then I realized the Veil of Summer is legal in this format. Veil of Summer is a stain of a card. Can we please fucking ban it? And first of all, they realized like, oh crap, I got mana leaked, and then they're like, oh wait, I have a Veil of Summer, I know how to magic, like 1 mana Cryptic Command, you get fucked for having fun. So they play a Bone Crusher Giant, a Glory Bringer comes into play, it's going to be bringing glory, not to me though, like, I'm gonna get fucking murdered at this point. So I take 8, go to 5, I wanna see my draw step, see what happens. I draw the Mist Syndicate Naga to really rub it in that I should have played it 5 turns ago. And I concede. I take out the Snapcaster Mages, I add 2 Fallen Shinobis and a land. Like I want something more, I want a bit more payoffs in this deck. And I make the sideboard this. Like I changed a bunch of cards, this is what I end up on. And with that, thank you for watching.